I was just in Northern Norway chasing big halibuts. Here is how it went. We jumped straight in the boat and headed to some spots we had seen on the satellite pictures. The water was crystal clear and the temp was about 10 degrees Celsius. We didn't see a whole lot of life the first day. I only saw this little place. On the bright side, the weather was absolutely amazing. The sun was out and it was just a wonderful day to be diving. We ended the day by picking some amazing, delicious Icelandic scallops. Hauk! Hva skal vi nå? Let's go! On the last drift of the day, after being in the water for 15 minutes, I can hear Hauk screaming, so I rush over to him as fast as I can. He has shot a big halibut. By the time I get there, he has already managed to put in a second shot. When I get there, I dive down and secure the fish with the third shot. As you probably can tell, Hauk was pretty excited here.
Let's go! Det er her på video. Fy faen!
There was only one thing left to do: secure the fish by putting a noose around the tail. Before bringing the fish on board, we bled it to preserve the quality of the meat. Getting a halibut over the side of the boat can be quite a challenge.
Vi slipper å kjøre i butikken for å kjøpe kveite til middag i dag. Halibut!
Day 3 was a really tough day. We drifted and drifted the whole day. We didn't see any halibut. We only saw a few small cod and some coalfish, but nothing really worth shooting. So yeah, tough day. We headed out with high hopes. On the second drift of the day, I finally found a halibut. But of course I didn't get the first shot on video. After swimming for 3 days without seeing any halibut, I was stoked to land this fish. A nice 13-kilo halibut. On the 5th day, the absolute worst thing that can happen happened. Early in the first drift, I spot this really nice fish around 10 to 15 kilos. So I dive down and shoot it. On my way up to the surface, I could see the fish. It looked like a great holding shot, so I was in no rush. I called the boat over to get another spear gun. Thinking all was good, I took my time loading the second spear gun and then swam over to my float, where I would find some not so good news. When I got there, I dove down and found my empty spear and no halibut. It had tore off, unfortunately. So yeah, I was pretty defeated right here. On the last day it was out again, and the hauk started the day off by shooting a huge place. Shortly after, I found this halibut and got the chance to redeem myself. After the fish had calmed down a bit, I dove down and secured this nice 12-kilo halibut. On the second drift, Hauk saw this huge halibut, but unfortunately he couldn't catch up to it. On the last drift, I finally found a big halibut. I was going for a headshot, but I ended up way back in the tail, and the fish took off like a rocket. A second shot was absolutely necessary. Knowing the first shot was horrible, I was desperate to get the second shot in as fast as humanly possible. This shot created a whole new definition of a bad shot.
Å, se på første skuddet. Der.
I realized I had achieved my goal, and all the hours swimming over gravel bottom just faded into nothing, and I was left with an euphoric feeling. The guys wanted to take one last drift, and after landing 2 halibuts that day, I had no obligation when I was appointed to be the boat driver.
And that marks the end of our story, for now at least.